Hello and welcome to Perspectives. I'm Juju Chang in New York. Today, a man who won his first national chess championship as a boy at the age of 9. Josh Waitzkin dominated the chess world for 10 years. He was the inspiration for the acclaimed movie Searching for Bobby Fischer. As a man, he's conquered the world of martial arts, ultimately winning 13 Tai Chi, push hands national championship titles and 2 world championships. Along the way, he became fascinated with the learning process. How was he able to master these 2 vastly different disciplines? That's one question addressed in his new book, The Art of Learning, a journey into the pursuit of excellence. And I'm thrilled to say that Josh is here to chat with us about his new book.
Thank you for having me.
I'm pleased to have you. First, tell me why you wanted to write this book about this subject.
Well, you know, I began playing chess when I was 6 years old, and I had the period of free-flowing learning. I won my first national title when I was very young. And I won and I won and I won, but then I ran into a roadblock. When the film Searching for Bobby Fischer came out about my life, I lost my connection to the game. I initially had a love for the learning process, for the internal growth that came of it, but then suddenly I found myself playing to live up to other people's expectations instead of my own love of the game. And then I moved away from chess and I returned to this natural expression of my personality through my art, through the martial arts now. And I came to a learning process which was once more free-flowing and innocent in a sense, and I wanted to convey my process.
So it's the ability to conquer these 2 vastly different disciplines that in many ways you draw on the similarities rather than the differences.
Well, to many people these things seem so different, chess and the martial arts, one mental, one physical. But for me, when I was translating my chess ideas over into the martial arts, it was amazing because they felt like the same thing. I remember I had this one experience in Memphis where I was giving a 40-board simultaneous chess exhibition, and this was about 2 years into my study of the martial arts, and I realized about 2 hours into the simul that I wasn't playing chess. I was playing 40 boards, I was winning all these chess games, but I wasn't thinking in chess notation, chess language. I was feeling flow, filling space left behind. It felt like I was expressing the essence of my martial arts practice through chess.
We're going to get into the mechanics of what you get into the book because I find all of them absolutely fascinating. But many of people first got to know you or the character of you through the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer. Right. Describe for me that moment when you first, as you say, found the love of the game as a young boy.
I'll never forget it. I was walking with my mom through Washington Square Park in New York City, and I saw the pieces set up, and something pulled me in. I remember watching 2 people play for a few minutes, and we had been going to the monkey bars, so my mom pulled me along and went back to the monkey bars. And then I watched a kid playing in school for a little bit, and then the next day or 2 days later I was with my mom again walking through the park, and I broke away from her, and I ran up to an old man who was sitting at a board, and I said, "You want to play?" And he said to my mom, "You know, what's this?" And she said he doesn't know how to play chess, so he agreed to show me a couple things. And it was a surreal experience in my life. The best way I can describe it is that it felt like I was discovering a lost memory. Something about the game made sense. And
Fascinating. What is it that you think allowed you to master that discipline, if you will, become such a master in chess?
I think that I worked very hard. You know, a lot of people from an early age called me a prodigy. I don't like the term prodigy. I don't relate to it at all because my personal relationship to my journey has been hard work, tough losses, overcoming the adversity, ultimately using the adversity to push further. And I think that the most important thing for me is that I had an early teacher and a bunch of teachers in Washington Square who allowed me to express myself, my unique individual personality through chess. And I love the game.
I also think learning that when you work hard and then you succeed, that gives you incentive to work even harder, which works in any field, any discipline.
Absolutely, but of course the other side of that is that if you win and you win and you win and everyone tells you that you're winning because you're a winner, then when you lose, inevitably, it's because you're a loser. And a lot of children they run into that kind of wall. The best thing that ever happened to me was losing my first national chess championship.
Interesting, because learning from that loss was important.
Because I had to confront, yeah, exactly. And I had to confront why I was doing this. Was I doing it for the glory? Was I doing it for a love of the process? Which
is one of the templates of your book, the idea that you can learn from loss and learn from your mistakes and embrace them in some way.
Absolutely. I talk about this idea of investment and loss and understanding that the losses in life are going to be painful. They're ultimately going to be the experiences which teach us the most about ourselves. I mean, when I think back on my careers in chess and the martial arts, the amazing thing is I hardly remember the wins at all. But each big loss is crystal clear in my memory, and the lessons learned from it.
There were huge expectations that you would continue on in the world of chess. What made you walk away?
I lost the love. I mean, I write about it in my book. I reached this period of time when I was 17, 18, 19, when I was, as I mentioned before, playing to live up to other people's expectations. And slowly I lost my voice. I lost my innate connection to the game, my love for creative attacking chess. And I became alienated from it. And it was very sad for me because it had been such a big part of my life.
But the good news is you found a new love, and we'll talk about that when we come back. But first, we're going to take a little quick break. When we come back, more with Josh Waitzkin and his book, The Art of Learning. Stay with us.